11:11 Ashe. It is the Wednesday check-in, and I'm doing this at 11:11 p.m. So technically on my phone it says 23:11 because I have military time. But it's 11:11 Eastern Standard Time p.m. You can also call that world time, 23:11. Anyway, let's dig in to talking about the parents, aka the planets, tonight. Just want to do a midweek check-in on the things coming up this week. Guess I need to do my nails. My nails are crazy. I have half of them taken off and the other half are just chipping off. So excuse that because I have been very busy this week. Haven't you? All right, so tonight's incense, let me get this straight here. Tonight's incense, I don't know where I put the box, but it is dinero. Dinero in Espanol means money. So I'm sitting in the ancestors' corner. I would burn ancestor money. Maybe if we have some time later at the end, I'll show you all about that. But blessings to all of us that are attempting to get that money. And I'm manifesting that as we speak. Shout out to those who are tuned in to another edition of Addicted to Astrology with TMZ. Me, TMZ, teaching everyone abundantly, empowering many Z. My afro is not out today. I have my robes. My oldest daughter knows I do hair, and she just came back home because she's grown in her mind. But yes, she did my hair, so I thank her for that. All right, so the parents, aka the planets. So I just want to start off by saying, as I researched more this week and watched my daily vlogs and my weekly vlogs and got in touch with people with similar mindsets as mine. I'm not going to use any stereotypes or whatever you want to call them, but people that have the same mindsets, okay? So it is not my opinion that I'm giving you. I'm kind of giving a disclosure for myself here, or any astrologer. It is not my opinion that I'm giving you. I can really see when I do people's birth charts where there is created conflict, or where there might be some conflict, or some luck, some great conjunctions, some great transits. Square or trine, square is a conflict between two planets and two signs, and trine is a beautiful collaboration of two planets and two signs. And then there's conjunction, which can go either way. There's opposition, which means the opposite planets, six signs ahead of each other, not planets, 6 signs ahead of each other. Like, for instance, Scorpio and Taurus, those are the opposition signs. I'm a Scorpio, my opposition is Taurus. Altogether, those are transits. So planets basically affect us here on Earth, and I don't think enough people realize that. Whatever is above, so below. And there are 3 planets in Capricorn right now. 2, and we're still waiting for Saturn to leave the 0 degree of Aquarius to come back into the 29th degree, the last degree of Capricorn, right? Excuse me, because it's in its retrograde. So, wherever Capricorn is on your chart, and everyone has Capricorn on their chart, that is where you can basically see where you must learn, or what you must grow on, or what is restricting you, and you need to review how to push through. Saturn is right next to and conjunct to right now above Jupiter, which is the planet of luck and abundance. Jupiter wants to reward us in all kinds of ways, and it's waiting for Saturn to give it the green light, saying, okay, you learned this lesson. Human beings are meant to evolve and protect ourselves, protect others, as well as protect the earth. Cancer being a nurturing sign, the opposition of Capricorn. Capricorn is structuring you, teaching you lessons like a father. Cancer is nurturing you and protecting you like mothers do. These energies don't care about the problems we create on our earth. They don't care about politics. They don't care about racism. They basically are just giving us the energies that we need to have more awareness of ourselves and what's going on around us, especially the two that I'm just talking about, Cancer and its opposition of Capricorn. Because we're having the Cancer season beginning on Sunday, we're ending Gemini season, because we're in the dark moon stage, which means we're going to the new moon, the new era, the new sign. On Sunday, there's an eclipse that brings newness. All this is the nurturing of Cancer, as well as the planets moving as they move with the sun and the moon. If you are thinking and you know your birth chart, so without knowing your birth charts, if you get a feeling of something that is happening to you over and over again and you're just thinking it's not fair, it's definitely not fair, but that's where your lesson is learned. You can look and see where Capricorn or Saturn or the 10th house is on your birth charts, and that will tell you where you need to learn your lessons. I'll get into mine in a few, but if you are accepting of the fact and you're open to the fact of knowing that you have some issues that need to be fixed, you will grow, you will evolve, you will do better, and you will be rewarded. Like I said, Jupiter is waiting to reward you from what you learned from Saturn. Jupiter is in the 9th house, which is right before Saturn. In the solar system, Jupiter and Saturn are next to each other. Right now, the transits are conjunct, which means Jupiter and Saturn are almost at the same degree in the same sign of Capricorn right now, along with Pluto. So Saturn is rebuilding, teaching these lessons, redoing them over until you have mastered them. Pluto is transforming, showing you where the change needs to be had, showing you how to change, how to accept the change, and then be okay from it, so that once you change, once you've learned your lesson and how to master it, Jupiter comes through and blasts in the positivity and the rewards, in the abundance, in the evolution, in the expansion. And I'm going to kind of show y'all really quick because I need more light. I'm trying to expand my glow here. So I'm using from the Botanica that I hope it opens back up in phase 2 of this pandemic that we're in. This is a Do As I Say oil that I actually got when I lived in Vegas back in the end of 2019. It is something that you put on candles, you dress on candles to manifest things. And then I'm going to first anoint it with good luck oil. The horseshoe also represents Jupiter, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, half man, half horse, or beast, whatever you want to call it, I'm not sure. And so I just kind of take it and just rub it on the candle. So I want to rub it up and towards me. Yes, I do a lot of stuff. This is not witchcraft. This is something that is positive, similar to religious things like communion, drinking blood. This is just anointing a candle and speaking powerful things over it. Like, bring everyone who's watching this video luck. Bring them abundance and prosperity. bring abundance to my business and my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in, liking, subscribing, viewing, and commenting. And then I'm going to put it with my stones that I have on this thing right here. I have a little coin on here too, a quarter. I stick it on the candle holder. I'm missing a lot of stones. I give them to my kids for protection and they lose them, so. Anybody want their birth chart done for in exchange for a stone, please let me know. And then I'm going to take, do as I say, oil, and pour it on the candle. My nails look so bad. I'm going to definitely get my nails done with the money I'm making from my new found talent in 10th house in Saturn, showing me that I have restriction on myself from not starting this earlier. But actually I have been doing videos for a while, just not birth charts, and I finally got into it this time in the pandemic. Helped me to do a lot more research, and it just made me really take in a lot quickly. I've always had this gift though. So anyway, then I can rub some on my hands to bring myself luck and manifestation. Light it. And we're going to get back to our presentation. All right. That's a little better. Yes. Perfect. Yes. Okay. So, all right. Divine timing does not revolve around the human calendar. So when saying this, people have been saying for God knows how long, this year is going to be my year. 2018, 2019, 2020 is going to be my year, right? And divine timing, the astrology has to do with science, math, history, and religion even. So the timing of the planets aligning, the way things are happening above, so below, is not based on the human calendar. It is not based on December 31st, 11:59, cleaning our slate and starting us over like we're a clock, like we're a man-made clock. We are not set up like that. The universe is not set up like that. So this is not about any time stamps, any deadlines as far as things coming out the way they're supposed to come out or be. This is not about politics or global aspects. This is about personal issues. This is what astrology is about. Personal issues and how they collectively go along with the collective. How each energy of people and the universe and the planets and the stars and genetics and nervous systems and all kinds of things affect us. What has been suppressed or ignored in you is the lesson kind of for the collective. Is it about doing better, the individuals in the collective, okay, not the collective, together? A lot of the spell talking that we see now on social media and on the television is that we are all in this together, and we are not all in this together. Individually, we all have different things to work on. It's about doing better and stepping out of being uncomfortable and standing in your truth. And uncomfortable, I mean what you think people have to be or what you think you have to be based on other people. The Neptune and Pisces generation, that is 2011 to now all the way to 2025, rules the generation that wants people to escape reality. And so above, so below, Neptune and Pisces is going on right now in the sky, giving us all the illusion to escape what we really need to work on. And Pisces being the opposition of Virgo is all I see is reality, all I feel is real, in Neptune and Pisces, Neptune and Virgo, which was 6 times 14 years ago, which would be like the late 1800s, the early 1900s, families were more together. People were working hard to stay together. That was like right after the emancipation of slavery, and we're trying to rebuild ourselves. The early 1900s is when Tulsa was going on. That was the Neptune and Virgo. That was the illusion that was being given from Virgo. We are hard workers. We are together and going to stay together and be healthy and keep our families healthy and keep our business healthy. That's also 6th house type of stuff. Just things being healthy. And right now in Pisces, things are unhealthy, especially mentally. Pisces and Neptune also represent the 12th house, which is escaping, deception, lies, but also spirituality. So you're choosing, either you're going to be part of the deception and lies, or are you going to really dig into yourself and get yourself together so that you can come back to the collective with a more open spirituality, and you've evolved. But while many are stepping into these gifts, like creativity, like myself, more spirituality, like myself, some are abusing it as well. So that's the deception there. Some people are not really real astrologers. Some people are not really real pastors. Some people are not really real politicians. Some people are not really real celebrities, Instagram celebrities, YouTube celebrities. Some are giving really positive information, and you have to determine within your intuition, which is also a Pisces thing. It's also water signs. I'm a Scorpio. We're known as psychics. You have to really reach in. People wonder, where do I get my research from, or where do I get my ideas or beliefs or what I say, to you all from. And I research, I listen to people, I intuitively think who's making sense, and then I still come out with my own judgment. Everything that I'm reading here is like maybe 5 different entities, about 3 different astrologers, and 2 books that I use. Then my own tuition, so that's 6 entities. I put them all together. So I'm not trying to turn this into a triggering thing, but an inspiring thing. Pisces and Neptune and Pisces will trigger your emotions hard. It'll trigger debates. It'll trigger deceit and lies. But it will also trigger inspiration and spirituality and good parts of you that you didn't know that you had in the back of you. Like I'm saying, 17 years a teacher, going into 4 years of not being a teacher. 3 years now, 3.5. And I like where I'm going now more than and I love children. But it was a very restrictive, very controlled agency that I worked for. And it's just not me. And not going off task, but again, my Saturn is in Leo, so I got to deal with myself first in the 10th house, which is Capricorn, which is where it's ruled in. Saturn is ruled in the 10th house, which means I have to deal with thinking about myself, the Leo part, and my reputation and my career, and how I'm going to evolve in life and learn that I don't like jobs that control me or restrict me. I liked jobs that I can be myself. And so here I am. So back to Cancer, because this is definitely a water time to shine. Neptune in Pisces is a water sign. Cancer, sun, moon, the new moon coming, the eclipse coming, Cancer season coming, is a water sign, and I'm a Scorpio giving you all this information. So shout out to all the Cancers, Pisces, and Scorpio. Shout out to the water gang. A lot of healing comes from being in Cancer season. Cancer moon over us. Cancer is ruled by the moon. So even the planets have to take time for themselves right now, just like we do, and regather themselves. So the whole retrograde season going on top of the new era coming in through the new moon solar eclipse. Just speaking on the retrogrades first. Mercury retrograde started today. We're like an hour and a half in. It started at I think it started, oh, no, I'm wrong. So it starts at 9:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which would be almost 1 o'clock here. So we have a few more hours. But technically, we were in there because the shadow period already started, and that was a week ago. So Mercury is telling you when you're regathering yourself, the hard truths. Let's give the hard truths, right? So Mercury is telling you that you suck at communication, basically. It's not no one's fault but yours, because the words are coming out of your mouth. So check your mouth. And from a person that has Mercury in Sagittarius, hot-headed fire sign with that Mercury in Sagittarius. If the planets didn't go retrograde, you wouldn't move your ass, basically. Okay, so let's go on. If Venus, with Venus in retrograde, your love life with yourself and others, or even in partnerships, not just love, but partnerships with money and relationships with people, friendships. If those aren't right, you gotta pretty much make it right. You gotta fix it. Okay, that's what Venus in retrograde is teaching us. And Saturn in retrograde, and Venus in retrograde, thank God, stops next week. So I'm going to talk about that on Sunday, coming to a close. If Saturn is affecting your beliefs, if Saturn in retrograde is affecting your beliefs and your job, it doesn't feel good anymore. You don't believe that anymore. You have having revelations like me, and realizing that you didn't have to restrict yourself. It's your time to make the move. That is the lesson that Saturn is teaching you. What's your next move? What you're going to do, because you're restricting yourself. When Pluto is in retrograde, if you are stuck in one position, make the change. That's all you got to do. Pluto is here to change you and transform you and show you how. Just push forward with it. Don't say, well, this might happen, that might happen. Just go. Pluto is ruled Scorpio. And Scorpios get really irritated. I know I do. I'm a very pleasant person because I have a Libra rising, but Scorpios get really irritated when people don't just change and they make excuses. So just make that change, like Michael Jackson said. All right, rest in peace. If your Neptune doesn't go into retrograde until the day after Venus goes direct. In Neptune retrograde, if it doesn't seem right, it isn't. If it doesn't seem real, it's not. If it seems like they're lying, they are. Just because it seems unreal doesn't make it not real. I'm going to talk more about Neptune next week, because Neptune, the more I study about Neptune, its bad side pisses me off. That Scorpio aggressive Sagittarius Mercury in me is ready to fuss about Neptune, but there's good lessons in Neptune too. I'm looking at the good things in everything, the positivity in everything. And last, if Jupiter is in retrograde, and all these again are in retrograde, so I don't know why I put if in front of them. When Jupiter is in retrograde, your money may not be right So what are you doing wrong? Once you learn how to master all the other ones that are in retrograde, once you learn the lessons from them while they're in retrograde, if you miss it, you might have to wait till it comes back around again, which can be often definitely for Mercury, and that's the communication piece, which always is the most helpful one. That's why I started with it. But if Jupiter is in retrograde and your money ain't right, I bet you it'll get right after you learn some of these lessons. It builds up. My money tonight alone, and just getting a birth chart review from one person, brought in a bunch of them in an hour. I learned my lesson. I'm done with the JOB. I'm moving on to my own business. Let me move on with this because I'm getting back to that. So astrology forecasts are important based on needing to know the real energies. And like I said last Sunday, the planets, and I said earlier, the planets are the stars, the cosmos, the universe, are all related to science, math, history, and religion. And those four main aspects of everyday life is related to everything involving the universe and its energies. So we're dealing with timing, we're dealing with distances, we're dealing with since the beginning of time when the sun was above all, and now I'm kind of speaking in the religious times. The sun is above all. The Son of God is above all in the spiritual universe as well, in astrology. The sun is above all in religion. The sun is above all in the universe. And his 12 disciples are also known as the 12 zodiac signs. Religion, astrology. And their 12 houses. Okay? So, one other planet really quick, Mars in Pisces. Mars will go retrograde later in the summer. Pisces being another water sign. Pisces again being ruled by Neptune in that 12th house that I was talking about. Pisces being part of the delusion. I call Pisces victimizers. They sometimes victimize themselves. They self-destruct themselves. But they're also very spiritual, intuitive, and creative people. They're very artistic. So another lesson I learned without this planet being in retrograde already is because it's in a planet that deals with, again, what you have to self-evaluate and see clearly. You can ask for clarity when you manifest during Cancer as well, the other water sign. All this spirituality coming in from all these planets and the sun for the next 30 days come Sunday. Mars is an action sign. Pisces is kind of a slow, being the last sign, a slow to take action type of sign, but it can be very creative once it does take action, and that can push you on with seeing what you are good at and then taking action on it because you like it. So I learned more about Mars and Pisces today just from doing somebody's birth chart, and I realized that Mars is in Pisces right now, and that's kind of what's going on with some of us too. So also last week I talked about the planet being the what. So talking about Mars, the who is the zodiac type, which is Pisces, and the where is in the 12th house. So just like, the game Clue, everything is indeed everything. Everything goes with one thing or the other, the what, who, and the where. And not only that, Gemini being in the North Node and Venus right now gives a lot of wordplay on things too, on these illusions, but it's really real, tied into Mars and Pisces, okay, and Neptune and Pisces as well. So it's not what's worse, it's not what's worse with these planets. It's not the bad things always, but again, astrology is so real that it seems unreal to people, but that still does not make it real, just like the illusions that we're being given here on earth right now. Illusions are not, they are made to be not believed. Just like the masks we have to wear outside, you know, they're made for us to kind of restrict ourselves into believing that we're going to have to wear these masks for who knows how long. I don't know if I'm going over top of your heads, but I'm going to really touch into Neptune next week so I can speak in more positivity so that we can not be so triggered and anxious, but we can be more aware. But anyway, the Tropic of Cancer, which is the entrance of the summer equinox, is not only on the 20th this weekend, but 21st is Father's Day, and going into Cancer season on the 21st too as well. We will continue to nurture and build up men. The mothers are going to nurture the fathers starting this Sunday. The other thing we're doing is leaving the old narratives alone. We don't want to just have one day of certain holidays. Everything should be celebrated and acted on every single day. So we will start on Father's Day, mothers, to nurturing and taking care of our men despite and we will build up daily. Just like the solar eclipses are taking us into new mindsets, so is the eclipse in Cancer. Cancer is a cardinal sign, which means it wants to create change. So, real quick, June the 21st is the big solar eclipse. There will be another one in the Tropic of Capricorn. Now, you know you've heard of the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn in geography when you were in school. This is why astrology ties into all of our things that we have learned, and it's never been taught in school. And I'm definitely looking into making a curriculum of it. The December 21st Tropic of Capricorn, winter equinox will be a big event too. Again, I spoke on these energies, these retrogrades lasting to the end of the year, so we're in a gateway of a lot more to come. But it's not going to be something as negative as we think and as it's been looking. The beginning degrees of Cancer on your birth chart. So when I do birth charts, the beginning, I put the degree of where you were born in. So like, for example, it may say Mars in Pisces at 5 degrees. And if it was in retrograde, then it'll say in retrograde. So anybody who has on their birth chart, or if you look on the wheel, but the wheel's kind of hard to see, the 0 degrees, it might say it on some wheels. It might have a little 0 with the degree sign next to it. You will feel this eclipse more than most. All Cancers will feel it. All Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendants, and even all the other planets that you have Cancer in will feel it. Again, mine is in Jupiter, so I am definitely working on the lesson of nurturing my finances. Okay. Eclipses are prime time for manifesting. The reason I have the candle going, I showed y'all how to manifest with the candle. I also write and set intentions on what I intend to be in the next 1 to 6 months. I put them in a journal, which I actually have right here. I have me and Zane's journal, my Cancer child. This is mine. It says dream big on the front, and hers has a unicorn, her favorite dream animal. And we write our intentions in here. We've been doing this since we lived in California, actually. So I think my first one was actually last summer around this time. Yep, the end of July is when I started this. And that was the new moon, I believe, in Leo. Yeah. So I'm almost a year into my intentions, and I have really manifested. Now, again, some things don't happen in divine time. I had to restart my journey. I was on the West Coast, came back to the East Coast, had some things to handle here. I totally get it now. I've been home for 8 months. I totally get it now. But eclipse is a prime time for manifesting and doing intentions and just setting what you want for yourself, especially through writing and candle magic, or just speaking your words. Words are spells, so watch what you say. Everyone that has Cancer and Capricorn in your chart. So again, I said mine is in Jupiter for Cancer, me learning how to nurture my finances and protect them. And Saturn is where my Capricorn is in the 10th house. So again, my Saturn is in Leo, but I have, and also have a Capricorn moon. So I have an opposition with the moon that's coming. But my moon is more restricting me, and I'm learning to stop restricting my emotions with my Capricorn moon. And my Saturn in the 10th house, I'm learning to stop restricting myself with having to have a job, having to not do what I want to do in life, and how people are taking me, especially on YouTube or anything else I'm presenting on social media, and just not worrying about my reputation anymore, because I feel like I'm doing fine and I'm finally getting the recognition that I want. Maybe not from everybody I want, but I appreciate everyone that is giving me recognition, and it'll come for those who I'm so worried about that have kind of restricted me, but I still love them anyway. All right, not to get off topic. I'm thinking about nurturing my money, like I said, and focusing on working this new business that I have here in astrology. I'm also a ghostwriter. If you want to do stories, I've written my own book that I'm still revamping because of some things I need to heal from. My Cancer daughter is taking this time to write her own books. We've been starting since California, and we're pretty much almost finished. We're just waiting to receive a blessing of a sponsor or sponsor ourselves, and she will have a child series of stories that we will present to you all very soon. That's what my Cancer is up to. Cancer, Sun, Taurus, Moon, Virgo ascendants. She'll be 8 on Friday, July 13th. I think it's Saturday this year, but she was born on Friday 13th. I'm going off topic again, y'all. I'm sorry. All right. I'm good at this, and I love doing what I do. So Saturn deals with my work habits again, my reputation and my career moves. So being that it's in the 10th house, I think I've found my niche. It's also in service. What I said is important in these retrogrades and these eclipses and these kind of times is to give service to others. I want people to feel good about knowing who they finally are themselves too. So that's why I offer birth charts. I'm going to be offering books that are new levels of children's learning, because I feel like our learning has been restricted as a community. We could collaborate more. So there's more to astrology in me. I'm definitely going to stick with this because I just started. I'm getting, again, like I said, really good reviews and making people happy and opening and making people aware, healing. So I'm just happy with this. And I thank those who have gotten their birth charts in the past week. And I'm thankful for those who just requested their birth charts this week. Shout out to y'all. All right, to wrap up, y'all, because it is a late night. I've been running my mouth all day. Got 2 birth charts to do tomorrow. Gotta get ready for the weekend. And I'm sure I'm gonna get some more birth charts because I see things coming in while I'm talking to y'all. So, Mercury, just to wrap things up, Mercury is now getting ready to be in retrograde in about an hour for 3 weeks. For most of us, this is going to be about internal lessons. It's going to be about healing. The other retrogrades are telling us other things that we went over, especially telling us to pay attention to ourselves and be more conscious. And speaking through Mercury, all the other planets are speaking through Mercury. just to rewire the things we think about everything, the way we think about everything that's happening, especially now, and with ourselves, what's happening in the world and with ourselves, what is happening with you. Then you can worry about what's happening in the world. Some people are doing in retrograde themselves. They're doing it in the backwards way. And we need people to be direct out here. We need you to deal with yourself first, then worry about. I'm not going to say what you need to worry about, but worry about yourself first. Let's just start there. All right. How are we restricting ourselves? With Saturn is the lesson again. How are we thinking in more expanded ways with Jupiter? How are we loving one another and loving ourselves and loving our earth with Venus? How are we transforming from it all and allowing ourselves to change with Pluto? How are we communicating and thinking with Mercury? This also applies professionally, creatively. Mercury also messes with, your thoughts and your messages. So excuse me, because we're coming right into it. We're coming into it, y'all. Be careful out there. This applies to romantically, and you will heal with the Cancer sun coming in and the new moon and the eclipse. So you will heal from hindering mindsets that are keeping you from all the other things that you need to heal from. Cancer will kind of put the hug over you to get you straight. And that's the good news. All right, y'all. So we got 2 minutes to 12. It is almost the next day on the East Coast. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in. I will see y'all on Sunday. Remember, I'm probably going to raise these prices soon because I'm getting a number of requests, and I'm appreciative, and I'm happy that people are trusting me with their knowing and stepping into their lives through birth charts. And get yours today. I think I'm going to raise the price by next week. I won't take it up too gradually, but people are really recognizing how detailed they are. I'm recognizing that I'm working on them. It takes like 2 to 3 hours to do one, and it's not even, the full thing. I don't go into the houses. There's a lot of transits. I only do the 3 top transits that I noticed that are really important that you should know about. So just imagine if I were to do your entire birth chart with all the details. I'm going to get there. And I appreciate the baby steps. All right. Thank you for checking out Addicted to Astrology. This is we'll call 8.5. Episode 9 is on this Sunday, Eclipse Day. I'm excited about Father's Day. I think I'm going to hit my dad, who was a Pisces. All right, y'all. TMZ, teaching everyone abundantly, empowering many. Zakia. Enlightening every day. I'm out. Happy Mercury retrograde. Get these lessons learned.